Welcome back to Uninformed Movie Reviews, the movie review podcast where we review movies in a podcast format.
Damn.
Wow.
Bam.
Send
true,
that
man.
to the printers. That
Hard facts.
Put that on a business card.
Yeah, a really nice business card and that really nice font.
Just want that meme of that like Microsoft Paint Sims looking dude like this and just being like advertising.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Got the regular crew here. We got myself, Frank, David across the table from me, and then and Danny over here in the middle.
Who totally watched the movie we're going to talk about.
Totes. Totes viewed the movie, was very clear about whether he would be or wouldn't be on this episode.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah, he said, I ain't going to watch the movie, but I will come talk about it.
And
Hey, let's just be clear. If anything, I'm the one that's the most on brand right now.
hey, he has a point.
I guess.
And I'm sure you're wondering, what movie are we talking about today? Because I haven't looked at the title of this podcast that I clicked on yet. We're talking about Thor, Love and Thunder, baby.
Gore,
Cacao.
Butcher of Gods and Thunder.
Well, you know, I usually take the good old summary, but I thought it'd be fun today.
Why don't you give it to me?
We have Danny do the summary since he hasn't seen the movie. Danny,
That'd actually be great. I bet you you'll nail it.
All right, let's do this. Okay,
yeah,
so
give us your synopsis of Love and Thunder. We'll tell you how close you are.
Thor, after having been hanging around with the Guardians of the Galaxy, sans gun, comes back to Asgard and meets Natalie Portman again, finds her out of nowhere. She's buff now. Finds her way more attractive now. And
It's really getting into the physical description of Natalie Portman. You're right on so far, though.
and realizes his love for her again, but then Christian Bale, playing Gore the God Butcher, comes in looking cool as heck, wanting to kill all the gods because of something they did to his family. And then there's a new cameo from Harry Styles, probably. And then there's an after credits scene which shows more of what Phase 4 started.
Okay.
It's Thor, Love and Thunder,
I
everyone.
gotta say, you got the premise spot on.
Yeah.
Like spot on. But yeah, the ending is pretty different, I think.
Pretty good for not having seen the movie,
Yeah.
though.
Yep, thank you. I got the gist from the trailers, I guess.
So I mean, I guess to just correct slightly what Danny said is that, and I guess, you know, we'll also throw out the light spoiler warning here.
That she's buff?
Well, it's that Natalie Portman in this movie. She's got the big C, everyone. She's got cancer.
I always knew she had one.
Yeah, and then Mjolnir comes to her, reforms itself, and gives her the power of Thor, I guess.
Cool.
So then she is strong now, but only sometimes. Sometimes she's still sickly cancer lady. And
Yeah,
then
the rules are that
Yeah.
unclear because it's like when she doesn't have the hammer, but she's also chucking that hammer around. So like you would think when she's like buff lady Thor, throws the hammer, and then she's all sickly and gross, waiting for it to come back. They
Wait.
should have done that. That would have been kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Does she just look like thin, sickly Jane before the hammer comes
It's
to
like
her?
they changed the lighting a little bit,
Ah.
and I think they don't put as much makeup on.
She looks more like Keira Knightley.
Ah, okay.
Like, yeah.
They
Classic.
give her a bblanket to cover her legs, so she's rocking that FDR look. You know what I mean?
Fireside chat look.
Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. I mean,
Speaking of which, just to a former conversation we were talking about, do you know what the D stood for Franklin D. Roosevelt?
yeah, it's Delano.
No, it's not. It's seventh dick on the list.
Wow. So on 4th of July, Danny sent us a presidential penis.
Ranking.
I wish there was a P word for that, though. We'll think about it.
I don't know what it is.
Hit us up in the comments for.
I mean, it's not a very scientific list, but it's funny. It's worth Googling.
arguably very factual.
So anyways, yeah, Gore the God Butcher, who is on a rampage killing gods because of what they did to his family.
Hell yeah.
Is
It's God of War.
he ends up kidnapping the kids of Asgard
Yeah. Just snatches them all right up.
to lure Thor out. And
The kids of Asgard?
Thor and Lady Thor. Yeah. Thor and Lady Thor have to join forces to defeat him and save all the little baby Asgardians.
Do they call her Lady Thor?
No, she's Thor.
Thorn?
She's
in my
the
side?
Mighty Thor.
Ah.
I could
Wait, she's
I
the
just
Mighty
remember
Thor? That's what they
them
call her?
calling her Jane.
No, there's literally a line of dialogue in the movie where they're like, Lady Thor. And she's like, no, I'm Mighty Thor.
Yeah, don't even remember that. I remember all the like bad one-liners she was trying to hit.
Oh, was it pretty noticeable?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, you're the captain of this episode. How did you want to go about this?
Yeah.
So before we get into it, I know
yeah.
everybody came here for numbers, so let me just give them the numbers really quickly. Thor: Love and Thunder currently has a 7 out of 10 on IMDb and a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. Made on a big old stinking budget of $250 million US dollars.
Wow.
So far, has had an opening weekend success of $144,165,000 and has worldwide grossed $303,340,247.
You mean
Yes,
a
that's
new
a lot.
MCU movie actually made its buck back?
That's
Crazy.
a lot, man.
Yeah, they're hitting it.
That is a fat Marvel budget, man. My
It is,
God.
and you know what? I feel like a lot of this movie doesn't look good.
Really?
Something has happened. Maybe they're outsourcing CGI or something.
For sure.
But the visual effects of the last few MCU projects look really bad.
Is it pretty cheap?
It looks cheap like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Oh, no.
looks.
That bad?
Yeah, it looks pretty. No, maybe not. It's not that bad.
Yeesh.
The Kenobi series looks like a film, like a film student's
Very
project.
student filmy.
Like, I think what is happening, just like a viewer from the outside perspective of not being involved in the Marvel fandom, they've like, they did their first run. Everybody was on board. At this point, some people have fallen off. There's like the split camps of like Marvel fans complaining about the Marvel movies and the Marvel fans who will show up no matter what.
Yeah.
Like they are doing the heroin dealer trick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They've got you hooked.
I was going to say,
they
this
can
is
start cutting the product. They
It's
don't have to
a
keep
big
turning out.
tobacco tactic, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You get them hooked as kids on fruities, and then you stop making the fruity flavors, and then you just like, menthol only!
You'll still buy them.
Ironically, Frank, you've turned into one of these begrudging Marvel fans. I was looking at a list of Phase 4, and you've had to see like half of it. Just because we're on the channel.
How funny.
That does suck. Yeah,
Isn't
you know
that
what?
hilarious?
But still not a fan.
Yeah, not a
Yeah.
fan. Not a fan, but you're having to show up.
I was seeing
I'm right there with
something
them.
Yeah.
that thus far, Phase 4 of whatever Phase 4 Marvel is, which includes shows now, it has like a cumulative runtime of like 60 hours so far,
Well, that makes sense. Because
and the
of
most out of any phase thus far.
Yeah, because the shows, I mean, they're each like 6 episodes, and they're all an hour long.
But we're all still
So each
like,
of those are like 6 hours, and there's like 6 or 7 of those. now.
any casual watcher, and myself included, is just like, but where are we going?
Well, the other thing is that like people consume media differently. I actually think it's kind of a smart move on Disney's plan to just hit a bunch of limited series, because I think people are more apt to watch 6 hours of a show instead of watching a 3-hour long movie.
And
in a
the
weird
funny
way.
part is a lot of them will still consume that 6 hours in one sitting.
yeah, like no one wants to come over to my house and watch Deer Hunter. You know what I mean?
I'll go over to your
Hey, I
house and
didn't
watch
say
Deer
that.
Hunter right now.
Nobody said
Do we
that.
have to finish this podcast?
But they will watch like both final episodes of Stranger Things back to back, which is longer than Deer Hunter.
That is very long.
That's some long stuff, but it's so good.
Felt like I was running up a hill. It was pretty
Yeah.
long, arduous.
Wow. I understood that reference. Anyway, well, what were your general impressions, Frank?
I was gonna say first impressions. Shout out to our window friend at Dutch Bros today, because I'm right. When we asked her what she thought of the movie, I thought, yeah, exactly, and her answer was, it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like. And I feel like my degree of okay walking out the theater was a little bit higher than it is
now?
today.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
like it has degraded for me over time.
You've had
a
some
little
time to like ruminate on it.
bit. Yeah,
Actually, the young lady at Dutch Bros was nailing it.
we should have invited her on the podcast.
Wait, so this wasn't the dumb one that like condescended to you?
No, not the girl who was judging us for buying coffee at a coffee shop.
No. No, and there's I think it's either I have facial blindness or every time I go to Dutch Bros there's a new staff. But I feel like I've seen 25 different people work at Dutch Bros.
Are you saying they all look the same, David?
No,
Are you
not
saying they come
that.
in sets?
I'm saying they look different. that's the confusing part,
Yeah,
man.
that is true.
They
Yeah.
look different. But anyway, at this official Uninformed Movie Reviews location of Dutch Bros, she was like, yeah, it's okay. And then afterwards she was like, and you know what? The humor just felt kind of like for kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that is exactly what I was thinking too. We're a spot on. So
And I feel
You
like
can- you can thank that
the biggest
sponsorship.
example of that is like there's these goats that somebody gifts Thor for like saving them. They're
Oh, this is a real thing.
You
I
know,
almost
like
forgot about the goats.
You know, like the internet meme. I've only been thinking about the goats. That video of the goat that screams like ah.
Yeah, the one
So
that
just-
does the System of a Down song?
Yeah, larger version of that, and there's two of them. So then, like the gag is they're on the Guardian ship, and these goats are just screaming. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
pretty funny because you're in this little environment. But they keep hitting the gag throughout the movie to the point where like they're getting ready to do this crash landing, and in my head I was thinking, all right, well they're gonna crash, and then the goat's gonna scream, and that's gonna be like the joke. And then it happens, and the girl sitting next to me in the theater was losing it, and I just lost so much respect for her in that moment.
well,
Yeah, that sounds
rightfully
right.
so.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of that random absurdity humor
Yeah.
that I feel like shows that I didn't really watch, but like things like like Regular Show or like Adventure Time,
Oh, I'm not into
cartoons
that.
that have come afterwards, kind of got into that, like Flapjack got into that kind of humor.
Cartoons that my coworkers are like, "Did you watch?" And I'm like, "No, we're
No.
different
Because they're
ages."
younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humor that kind of originally came from Tim and Eric. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Yeah.
It's
Dang.
branched off from
Dang.
that, and that's where we're at now.
Yeah, but it's also just a derivative because Tim and Eric is heroin in the purest form, and
Yeah,
the rest of
truly.
them, they're all the other Heisenberg like meth.
Yeah, but Tim and Eric is really just Andy Milonakis. Like 10 years
No,
later.
no, that's
No,
It's like Wonder Shows but without puppets.
that's a better take. The Andy Milonakis one is definitely a lukewarm take, not a hot take.
I think. Well, if we're gonna go
you're
back,
also saying all these things like it's bad, and I'm like, yeah.
if we go back. Well, no,
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're not the originals. All I'm saying, the original is probably, what's his name?
Monty Python.
How well? That's a different kind
True
of.
absurdist.
That's a different kind of humor, though. Like it's what's his face. I can run backwards as fast as you can.
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
I could see that.
I think Tom Green kicked it off in the U.S.
For Tim and
at
Eric?
least. Yeah, I mean Tom Green's the '90s. You know what I mean? Like that's that kind of
Tim and
humor.
Eric
That's
start?
one of the biggest sentences that's ever been said on this podcast. Tom Green is the 90s. It's like, whoa, dude.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
You
though?
are not wrong. You're so right.
To be
It hurts.
fair, though, I did watch Tim and Eric's show before they became Tim and Eric Awesome Show Great Job, and that was Tom Goes to the Mayor. Did you ever watch that on Adult Swim?
God, no, I didn't watch that. Are you kidding?
It's a great show. All right, so the series ran from 2007. Okay, so let's see when Tom Goes to the Mayor came out. Aha.
You are so insane, Danny. There's no way these guys are older.
2004.
Than Tom
No.
Green. Yeah.
Yeah, Freddy Got Fingered is 2001 or 2000.
That's kind of crazy.
Is it in the 90s?
No.
Is it post or pre 9/11?
I think
It's pre 9/11.
Pre. I think it's
9/11.
2000. 2001.
2001. Oh, what month?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see.
September 10th, 2001.
420 2001.
420, 2001?
Yeah,
No-
seriously.
Wow. Tom Green. Our hats off to you, Tom Green.
Dude, I've
classic Tom.
always liked Tom Green. I don't give a when
Drew Barrymore, you f***ed up letting that man
he
go.
is the best part of Charlie's Angels too.
The
Okay.
Chad was great.
Anyway, so yeah. Thor,
Wow, we went on a tangent there.
Thor is it's okay. I honestly feel like it's the most kid-centric Marvel movie I've seen.
Easily.
It's messy. It's got a lot of extra characters in it, and none of them feel really necessary. And a lot of them don't feel right either. They feel out of place. It's a little bit of a tonal mess.
Yeah, I was just thinking like Christian Bale nails his character. I feel like he does a really good job of bringing like the creep and like
Yeah.
that giant chip on his shoulder of like having to like kill all the gods for what's been done to his people. But it feels so out of place with the rest of the movie.
it does.
It's so dark, and then the rest of it feels like a kid's movie.
Imagine if Tom Hardy Bane
Yeah.
was going against Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
Weird.
It'd be like,
That's the vibe.
what's happening?
Yikes.
This is wacky fun time.
That
Why
sucks
is he here?
because his costume design is so dope.
Well,
and-
it's also the opening scene of the movie.
Oh,
so
cool.
the opening scene is Gore before he's Gore with his daughter, and they're
he's just
traveling
like
through
Gary
this
or
desert.
whatever.
Yeah, he's just
Gory.
Gory. He's just going through this desert. They're like, they don't have water, they don't have food, they don't have shelter.
They do have a horse without a name, though.
Yes, they do have a horse without a name.
Nice.
Anyway, his daughter dies from exposure, and he gets to this like oasis in the desert, and there's a god there, like his god. And he's like, we've prayed to you. We're the last of your people, and blah, blah. And he's just laughing about it. He's like, oh, this doesn't mean anything. You're just, there'll be more followers. You're insignificant.
No, I don't care if you die. You're supposed to die for me, you
Oh, so
idiot.
he was just being like God.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually very like Roman, Greek. Like it feels like a mythological story. Like it feels, it matches the name Thor. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
And I gotta say, at that point, I was like really down for the movie. I was really excited to see what was gonna happen.
So then he finds this. It's like, I don't know, the dark saber. We'll call it the dark saber, whatever it is.
Oh, cool.
It's just some blade that kills gods. And
Nice.
And Gore, he gets it and kills this god.
This is very Elden Ring, right?
And then
And it's more like the sword finds him. You know what I mean? Like it literally
Yes.
like comes out of the ground next to him, and it's like it's doing the like.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's a great opening, man. And then that's like the darkest scene in the movie for sure.
Dang.
Which is ironic because that opens one of the brighter scenes of the movie. Like I remember the theater going dark and then just hitting the blaring sun. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Whoa, yeah.
Bummer. That's just a quick little sidecar. Like when I saw Christian Bale's costume design and it was like Gore the God Butcher, I was like, dang, that's a cool name. Awesome. But to relate
Were
it
you
to
like,
something
damn,
else.
maybe I'll steal that because I am planning on changing my name.
Yeah, I'll be Danny the God Butcher.
I thought you were just gonna go with Danny Gore.
Dude, honestly, Raven the God Butcher sounds pretty dope.
Pretty
Yeah.
hardcore.
That is so Raven.
Yeah.
In the video game that I had been obsessing out for years. It feels like years now. Elden Ring. Anyways,
6 months.
6 months. Yeah.
What's Elden Ring? I've never heard of this before.
There's this type of boss that you have to fight that comes up every now and then called God Slayers, and they look Christian Bale's thing looks just like it. They're very like black and white centric like color tone, but like they're also one step more metal in that all of their robes and stuff that they wear are literally the skin of gods stitched together.
Oh, that's pretty metal.
Yeah. I was like,
Sounds sick, but I bet it's kind of stinky.
yeah.
Yeah, the key is to really let that dry out. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You gotta let that dry out. If you don't let it cure, you have a mess on your hands.
You have to tune into Leatherface's YouTube channel for tanning and hiding.
Those are family secrets. You can't go giving those away. Well, I have just some notes here. I don't know if you want to just go through the movie in order. What do you want to do, Frank? This is your...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like going in order would be the wrong move. Like people have seen this movie already,
Yes,
will see this movie, or
I have.
like don't care. You know,
Yeah.
I know for sure that I have.
Well, let's just hit some big scenes, I guess.
yeah.
I think before we do that, I'd like to let everyone know to please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching right now, help us out with a like, a share, and a subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts, or just Spotify, just go ahead and look in and click follow. And every time a new UMR episode comes out on Sunday, it'll be right there in your app as you open it. Also, we want to give a huge shout out to all of our viewers, new and old, on YouTube. We're hitting some really cool numbers, and we appreciate you guys watching. Please continue to share our podcast with others, as we will continue to share our love with you.
Yeah, seriously. Thanks for joining us, new viewers. Very excited to have you.
Danny actually only came today to give his thanks for you guys.
And I'm out.
coming.
Yeah, it's good too.
Thanks.
I definitely would have forgotten to do that.
I mean, I'm like Ken Griffey Jr., you just pull me in once a game, and I hit the home run, and then I'm out.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've definitely never thought that about you in the long time that I've known you.
I don't even know if I've ever thought about Ken Griffey Jr. before.
You've never played Ken Griffey Jr.'s, what is it, All-Stars?
Baseball?
Yeah. Baseball. Oh, yeah.
Stick ball.
No, I haven't. I actually have. I know what game you're talking about, but I haven't played.
Just a quick side.
I'm glad you settled in for the episode today. Talking about Ken Griffey Jr. baseball.
Welcome back to Love and Thunder, where we talk about Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball. Andrew and I were playing. He has copies of Ken Griffey Jr. baseball still for N64. I think there's 2.
Oh, okay. He's got like 2 different years or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's one. I remember playing it first off and being like, A, I didn't know this existed. B, this is super fun. And C, he's like, yo, watch this sweet, like, secret code. And I was like, what does it do? It lets you fly around the baseball diamond as you run to your next.
That's pretty amazing. That is pretty amazing.
So you hit it and then you just like Superman fly over to the next base.
Wait, Superman fly? Because you're flapping wings.
No,
right now.
I'm sorry. It's more like a bird, really.
Yeah,
I'd say.
everybody knows Superman's famous pose where he's like,
Wow. I take back everything bad I said, Danny. I'm glad you're here to share these stories. Okay, so the big guest stars in this movie, well, not really even, are the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're in the trailer a whole bunch.
Really?
But they're really not in the movie for very long.
they're there long enough to be like, this is where Thor's been, and now they're leaving.
Yeah.
They're just like, buy our merch.
Remember when Thor left with them last movie? Well, he's leaving them now.
Oh, so that's what it is, huh?
They do have a little fight at the beginning, which is actually a pretty funny scene.
Yeah.
Like a fight.
Well, no, like they're the Guardians. They basically like Thor's on. Well, oddly enough, he's like Ken Griffey Jr. They're like, hey man, we need you to hit a home run. Why don't you come on in here?
You see, everything just ties into each other.
Danny, you're so good at the podcast.
Thank you.
I don't know if you.
Thank.
I don't know if you felt this way, Frank, but I kind of thought the Guardians seemed off. Like it was like
It felt a little bit, I don't know if that's what you picked on, but I definitely noticed it felt a little bit like, all right, we just got to show up and shoot these like 2-3 scenes and then we're out of here really quick.
yes.
But
Phone 'em in.
I don't know if it was a purposeful thing. Like they were kind of like tired of Thor a little bit and we're just kind of waiting for the moment
I
he
see
decided
what
to
you're saying.
leave, or if it was just an unfortunate, like we felt their actual emotions coming through.
Yeah, that is interesting. Is it that they were like, "Ugh, I don't want to be here," or was it a character? "Ugh, I don't want to be here with Thor."
Yeah.
Dang.
Because that's really what the emotion is.
But it felt lacking.
It seemed weird without James Gunn behind the wheel. It felt different. But I think Frank might be right. I think it might be an intentional thing.
Well, the man said some words a really long time ago on an internet platform, so
That's true.
that's
God knows
you know.
none
But
of us
he's
have.
back though.
Hey,
They
that's
are
nice.
bringing him back.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's gonna do the third one.
Hilarious. They're just like, all right, we put you through the cancel machine. Come on back.
Yeah, I mean Louis C.K. did it. So
And now he'll be in the next Marvel movie.
the next thing, Kat Dennings is in this movie too.
Whoa.
Who is like on and off in the MCU.
And
I
on
don't
and
know
off.
how I forgot about that, because when she popped up on screen, I was like, oh, that's Kat Dennings.
Where's she
Yeah.
been? Yeah.
Last time we saw her was in WandaVision.
Oh, she was in that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she's in WandaVision.
I didn't see her, and she wasn't included in any of the quick wrap-ups that I watched.
Yeah, because you know what? She's not that important to the story.
Ooh, yikes. Cat Double Dennings.
But basically, it's just like Natalie Portman's in a hospital bed. They give us the good old, hey, you got to understand she's got cancer.
Mm.
And then Kat...
Doctor comes in with the clipboard.
Yeah, and then there's like some
But
dialogue.
Kat Dennings comes in with some chips.
Yeah, that's right, huh?
She's like,
Cancer
I
chips?
got some chips.
And they have some weird, clunky dialogue, and then
Can't even remember what the conversation was.
I can't either.
Oh, it was like she's trying to tell Natalie Portman, like, because Natalie Portman is like checking her watch and she's squeezing the bag to try to get out of there, like in her chemo. And Kat Dennings is like, oh, like the cancer is trying to tell you to slow down. You need to slow down. Stop trying to save the world. So then Natalie Portman goes out and turns into a superhero.
So
and
she
tries
could
to
save the world.
Yeah.
Wow, that's clunky.
Yeah, it's some real bad exposition, I would
Yikes.
say.
Mm-hmm.
It also feels like we didn't film this originally. It's got a hint of like reshoot vibes to it.
Like Disney was like, no, we need people to understand that she has cancer.
It's got big reshoot
They're
energy.
like, did we kill her parents? Like, what's the move here?
No. Yeah, they put the whole movie together and realized, oh, the audience doesn't get what's happening.
Dang.
Can we explicitly tell them? Get Kat Dennings in here. I think it's the only scene she's in the whole movie.
Dang.
There's a lot of that in this. There's like, the Guardians show up for one scene, then Kat Dennings shows up for one scene, and then next, because I wrote chemo with Kat Dennings.
Wow.
They have.
Is that like a stand and deliver thing?
Yes. Then they go to Valkyrie, who does more for sure.
How do I get through to these cells?
I'm trying to think of what else was really, really important. I mean, after this is when, the Mjolnir kind of
It like
prevents her
calls
from having cancer.
out to her, right? Like she feels like the call, and she goes to
New Asgard.
New Asgard to go see it.
Yeah.
And it starts glowing, and it puts itself back together.
Puts itself back together because it got shattered.
How does she go to New Asgard? Does she cosmic travel now?
No, New Asgard's
No,
like
you
in.
can just go there. It's like a touristy place.
It's like in
now.
New Hampshire.
Oh,
it's like right
yeah.
next to New Hampshire or something.
What?
You don't remember this in Endgame? There's that like coastal town that Thor is hanging out at.
Yes.
That's New Asgard, where he's
Oh.
just like fat and playing Fortnite with the rock guy.
Okay.
Yeah, because Asgard gets destroyed
Right.
in Love and Thunder, and this is not stuff that I remember
In Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, sorry. I rewatched these movies before this new one because I thought I'd forget everything, and I did.
Yeah, I forgot everything. Yikes.
But yeah,
I forgot everything, but I kind of did it on purpose.
She goes there, and then this is kind of like slight spoilers for season 3
Spoiler
of the
for the boys?
I finished it, so we're okay.
Slight spoilers, everyone. Real slight, but it's.
Did you finish it?
I did.
Nice.
The Mjolnir kind of has like a compound, the 24-hour compound V effect.
Okay.
Yeah, the
It's-
temporary V.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's got like superpowers, but then sometimes she's sickly cancer again.
Interesting.
And then there's this thing where they're like, you have to stop using Mjolnir because it's going to kill you. And
Why?
it's just like the temporary V.
Because
she's not a
she's
god,
just like
I
a
guess?
mortal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's not a god.
She can't handle the power that surges through the hammer.
Wow, just because she's a woman?
If I had a
Way to go,
nickel
Taika
for
Waititi.
every time I heard that.
I don't know how many times you're hearing that. Okay, well, what about
Do you see any nickels?
they go to get help, and they go to Zeus and this like Colosseum of the gods where all the gods meet.
Dope.
It's like the Senate scene from Star
Wait,
Wars.
Zeus?
Yeah, except E.T.'s
Like
not
Zeus
in there.
is?
Zeus.
Yeah.
Zeus.
Has he been shown
Zeus.
before?
No.
No, right?
You know
Okay.
who plays Zeus?
Kurt Russell. I'm just kidding.
Close.
Dang it.
Russell Crowe.
Fat Russell Crowe?
Yes.
Fuck.
That's actually the only type of Russell Crowe they're
Flying
making these days.
around the world.
Yeah. Immediately when I saw him pop up, I just started losing it in theater.
Did they show Tugger in the background anywhere?
Taga.
He was there in spirit.
Taga. No, I don't think so. He plays just like a pompous.
Plays like if you would imagine what Zeus would be like in real life.
Yeah.
That's him. Yeah.
Banging on the sisters.
They
got a bunch of wives.
They hit like a really hard like Greek accent, which I really appreciated.
Yes.
Like he I feel like I've never spoken
he like
to a ton of Greek people. But I felt
Mykonos?
like, yeah, dude, it's really solid. It's actually pretty
Speedos.
funny. Yeah.
This is a really fun scene.
Nice.
Thor ends up killing Zeus
What?
because he doesn't help. So then,
Zeus is a big old head.
yeah, they end up killing him and they take his thunderbolt.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the god of lightning.
Yeah,
I'm
he
getting
is.
lightning
the
and
Greek
thunder,
god of lightning.
but he has a thunderbolt, which is confusing. 'cause-
Well, they even have like a back and forth about it. Like
yeah,
like you idiot, like thunder's like the sound lightning makes or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
They-
Which
they
is
make a thunder lightning
scientifically
joke.
correct. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Not really with the mythology all that much.
And then after he kills him, Thor's like, "That's the sound of thunder." Ooh.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he says, "Well, that's thunder's ass."
Wow.
No, he doesn't say that. But there's a there's a weird moment where they make like an Old Spice reference in this movie,
What?
and they even hit the jingle. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I kind of vaguely remember that.
I don't remember where it even happens in
the.
the movie. This is so funny.
That's weird.
But it caught me that in the ending credits that they credit the Old Spice jingle. It's like as a
Wow.
song, which is nice.
You know what? They needed more Thundercat in the soundtrack. I feel like that's a missed opportunity.
Was there Thundercat in that?
There was none.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the theme song from Thundercats.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about
Thundercats
any
is
song from
on
the
the
artist Thundercat.
That'd be good too.
The bassist.
There's a little bit of Shadow Realm. Gore the God Butcher takes the kids to the Shadow Realm, which is where they're trying to go.
Like the Yu-Gi-Oh show?
Yeah, like they fall for his trap card, and then they end up in the Shadow Realm, trapped in a cage.
He's trapping children
Yeah.
in cages? Oh, just like Hollywood. Just like all those Hollywood elitists.
Michelle
Yes.
and I have been following a bunch of like parenting subreddits, and on one of the subreddits, it was like, "Parents, before you go see the new Thor, this is just a trigger warning, but I felt such high anxiety because of the amount of kids that are in danger in the new Thor: Love and Thunder." I was like, really, guys?
Wow.
Calm down.
They're just like hanging out in a cage, and it's like a movie. It's
I
not
was-
actually happening.
I was telling Michelle, I was like, man, this girl could not have handled watching the Goonies.
Yeah, that's so funny. In my head, I was thinking she's never seen the Goonies.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Those kids were in way more danger. But anyways.
Nah, those kids were fine. They realized it was their moment down there. It was their time, and they rose to the occasion.
You got to be careful with a parenting subreddit, David, because it's right under like the pearl clutching subreddit too.
Pearl clutching, is that a kink I don't know about?
It could be.
There's some weird stuff in this movie when Natalie Portman has to deliver the news that she has cancer to Thor. In that, it's just very comedic. Like, it's like the clothes that they're wearing and the setting that they're in, like his response to her getting the whole scene shouldn't be funny, and it kind of is. And this is why you can't have a movie where screaming goats are steering a boat, and then there's also like a woman dying of cancer.
I'm sorry, screaming boats. They're steering the boat now.
They take a boat, like an old Viking boat, and they put
What's the axe's name?
I can't remember the name of the axe.
Axe?
Axie Boy,
Oh, I
like
don't
Thor's new axe, whatever
I
his
don't
name
know.
is, but they use it as
Yeah.
the engine.
Oh.
Because that's what lets him like do the universal travel.
Oh, is it the one that Peter Dinklage made?
Yeah,
okay.
it's got the power of the Rainbow Bridge,
Gotcha.
and the goats are like in front of it, like Santa's reindeer. But then, like on this boat, while they're traveling through space, and these goats are there and everything, and they're dressed up like like they just left Spirit.
Yikes.
Natalie Portman's got to break the news that she's got the big C,
Wow.
and it's inherently funny, I think.
That is a little weird.
And part of this scene of the movie was hard to follow because in our theater, in the very front row, this little kid, it was a boy, I guess. Right? He's like, well, how old did we?
He had to have been about 9, 10.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
Goes up to use the restroom during the movie by himself.
Oh.
And he goes out. The door's got an exit sign on it. He goes out the door. He doesn't leave the theater. He like hits that door, in case there's a fire.
Yeah, to go to the exit to the outside.
And
He's
then,
like, yes, I have to exit to pee.
and then like 5 minutes later, he's like, there's like a knock on the door and no one
was
is
like-
getting up.
Bangs. Yeah.
Well, it started off kind of polite, and then it turned into like,
yeah.
somebody
Like continuous pounding, just
Oh my God.
dude, it was crazy.
It was very awkward.
So like we're not paying attention to the movie because I'm like, man, maybe I should go to open that door, and immediately like, no, I'm definitely not opening that
Did it sound
door.
like-
That's exactly what that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, that person just out there like, help me. So I'm thinking like, this is a safety issue. I'm not opening that door,
No.
but I will watch what is happening right now. And then this parent who sent this very dumb child to go to the bathroom by themselves, like finally realizes, oh, that's my kid. I've heard this kid trapped behind a door before. That's definitely my kid. So the dad jumps up, and then like 3 other people from the row also jump up and head towards like the actual exit. They're like, no, I'm out of here.
They thought it was-
Yeah, but then the dad like brings his kid back in. But like this kid, assumedly left to go to the restroom, went outside the theater, walked back in through the front door of the theater, walked to the restroom, used the restroom,
Yeah.
and then left out the front door of the
And
theater
went back?
and came back around to the outside.
Maybe they didn't know what theater they were in. I don't know. It's
That
very
is so
confusing.
weird.
It was really strange.
But then it also caused like a very American fear to happen.
Yeah, the people next to me were like legit freaking out.
You're like, oh my God, no, please.
good old America. Yeah, kind of interrupted this cancer news scene though. This was also
Oh, that was during that.
This
Yeah,
was like the
there's
love
like a
rekindling
5
moment.
minutes that's pretty fuzzy if you're
Dang.
in the movie for me.
It turns out the whole movie's a little fuzzy in a weird way. You know what I mean?
Because of the big C?
They get through the portal.
Because of the goats.
They get through the portal to fight Gore the God Butcher, and there's a bit of dialogue with him where I feel like Christian Bale slips full Batman voice.
Nice.
Like he's like, it's like all from the bottom of the throat. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Where are the kids?
Oh, wait, I took that.
And it's all mouth breathing. I don't know if you ever noticed that when he's doing the Bale Batman voice. There's no nose. It's all.
Well, it's stuck behind that thick rubber mask.
Yeah.
Justice.
Yeah, it does.
That's him like hyperventilating.
It's great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like it wraps up pretty quick too. You can kind of tell like what's gonna happen in the final fight, and that's pretty much how it plays out.
The only thing that's surprising is that he gives the kids superpowers for a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
Through the power of the axe. And then all the kids, there's like 20 of them.
Random stones. There's one kid fighting with like a stuffed animal.
Yeah, that's a fun scene.
Yeah,
they all kill Gore.
Well, he kills Gore, right?
Yeah,
No.
because Gore has raised like an army. Gore commands this army of like shadows. These like these hideous like shadow creatures.
Nice.
So it's like the shadow creatures versus like Thor's new child army. So he's gone a little bit like African dictator with it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Natalie Portman and Thor try to kill Gore.
And I think
And then they do.
it is Natalie Portman who pulls it off, isn't it?
Girls get it done.
She dies.
Yeah, because she finally hits her like catchphrase, which I can't even remember what it is.
Is it
what
girls get it done?
There's this really cringy thing about like her not being able to come up with a superhero catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Natalie Portman's got some of the worst delivery I've ever seen from her in this movie.
Yikes.
This is a bad performance.
Are you
from
talking
Natalie
worse
Portman.
than Padme?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say so. It's worse than Padme.
Yikes. That's saying something.
Yeah. But she dies, yeah. Ooh, and it seems like she's really dead too. She ain't coming back.
Really?
No, yeah, they show her
Yeah.
like one of the after credit scenes. Spoiler alert, is like her in the afterlife with Idris Elba.
And what do they call it?
Oh, with Heimdall?
Yeah, Heimdall's there. What's the name of the
Oh, Valhalla.
Valhalla? There we go. And it's like her, Heimdall, and the guy from the Northmen. He's there too. He shows up in the after credit scene.
Is it Fjolnir?
Fjolnir and the other one too, and Amleth.
Amleth.
They're both there. It's
One
a
of-
weird crossover. I don't get it.
Are they just yelling like wolves in the back?
Yeah. And what's his face is there too. Rafiki.
Rafiki.
You mean Mufasa?
No, Rafiki, the guy who plays the witch doctor. Yeah.
Mufasa's probably also there though. Let's be
Well,
real.
no, Mufasa is
The dead dad.
Can you prove Mufasa
Oh, yeah.
was not a Viking?
He's also in the clouds.
I'm getting really confused. Oh no.
Quick little sidecar. Did you know that there's a Wilhelm scream in every Indiana Jones movie?
Oh yeah, man.
And in the do you know which one has the most Wilhelm screams?
I'm gonna guess that it's the newest one. I would think.
I think so.
It would probably be because they're trying to be like referential.
I think the Crystal Skull had like 3 Wilhelm screams in it.
Wow.
Yeah, for being something in the 2000s, I was like, wow. Just wanted to keep on brand with our episode.
Love it.
Every episode, Indiana
You
Jones
updating
trivia.
us about it. Yeah, when Danny gets back from his little vacation, he's going to be watching the complete Young Indiana Jones Chronicles,
That's a thing.
and he'll let us. Yeah, there's a TV show,
Oof.
and it's Sean Patrick Flannery who plays young Indiana Jones.
Oh no.
Who's that?
He's the other Boondock Saint, the one who's not.
Oh,
named
yikes!
Jones.
Oh, the guy from Saw.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's the fake victim in Saw.
Well, that's awful.
Spoiler alert! Dang, you didn't even spoiler alert Saw 5, dog. Come on.
I'm assuming if they're listening to our episode, they've already listened to all our other content.
Including our Saw ranking, which came out last October.
And if you missed all the content, it is required that if you listen to this podcast, that you've seen the complete Saw series.
yeah, if you
That
want
is
to
one of
be
the
in
requirements.
phase,
Check it out. Worth the watch.
Exactly,
Yeah.
phase 4 of UMR, you have to watch all the other phases that we've done.
Well, actually, speaking of Phase 4, I saw this list. It's just the movies, and by list I mean it's just all 6 movies. How would you rank Phase 4 of the MCU? I know you guys haven't seen all of them. But
Okay,
Where does Phase 4 start?
yeah,
What's the first one?
Well,
Black Widow, which I think is.
ain't seen it.
I think I'm the only one who has.
I don't think I want to see that movie.
It's the worst one. I think it just feels really unnecessary.
I like David Harbour, but I don't think I'd like that movie.
I remember the trailer reminding me of Hitman a lot, and
Yeah.
I was like, I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
David Harbour and Florence Pugh are the best parts of this
Interesting.
movie, for sure.
Well, spoiler alert, isn't Florence Pugh like the new Black Widow or something?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what they set up.
Okay, wait.
Because Elaine shows up at the end. She's
Elaine
like,
Bennis?
yeah,
What?
she's running some secret society, and she also reaches out to new Hawkeye. I think she's going to start the new Avengers. I think she might be like...
She's like Nick Fury?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Does. And then she does a little dance. That's the end of the movie. It's nuts.
I just don't know where phase 1 and phase 2 end. Like, I know what phase 3 is.
Phase 1 ends with Avengers.
First Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then phase 2 is second Avengers, essentially. And that's when like Ant-Man comes in and...
Okay, so phase 3 is obviously tops then, I think, in my mind.
Well, it's got a great ending point for sure.
Because it's
also when
the
Spider-Man
last
shows
two
up.
Avengers, right?
Phase 2's got Civil War, which is pretty dope.
Civil War is like the turning point of like the whole thing, just being like, whoa, okay, now
Well,
we're
let's
on.
not rank all the phases though. That's too much. I'm just saying the movies that are here. You got Black Widow,
Oh, I've seen a
which
lot
I
of
think
them.
is probably at the bottom, maybe.
Yeah.
Then you got Shang-Chi, which I think Frank hasn't seen. Right?
Number 1.
Not yet.
I would say it's number 2, but it's good.
Next
I
to
will
what?
probably-
I'm
That's
sorry.
one that I will probably eventually watch though, because I do like a kung fu movie.
No Way Home.
Yeah, you have Spider-Man: No Way Home,
That's
which I think
number
is the best one so far. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, it's a lot of nostalgia, but it's also just really dope.
It is really good.
I haven't seen it.
And then you got Eternals, which I haven't seen.
I've seen
It's
Eternals.
the only one I haven't watched.
I haven't seen it.
I think you guys will like Eternals more than this movie.
I like turtles.
I do
that's
like
fair.
Turtles.
Maybe it'll be better than this one. I hope. I don't know.
I think so.
I gotta watch
it's
that.
slower, but it's more original, I guess, than this movie.
Then you got Doctor Strange, It Mom.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I might put that like third. I might be
Yeah.
like Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange.
Are we referring to Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah.
Yes.
It
Okay.
Mom. Yeah. In the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh.
I thought that you don't
like a
acronym.
mom who has like all the right brands and she's like a
she's
social
an
media
it
influencer.
mom.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought you were doing. I was like, I don't understand the joke.
I don't know. Do you acronym the what are they called? Prepositions?
Sometimes you don't. You know what I mean?
Because wouldn't it just be Doctor Strange Mom?
Could be. Wouldn't it be?
Oh yeah, because there's a preposition there.
But like World of Warcraft is WoW.
Is wow, yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR.
KOTOR.
I guess it depends on how smooth it makes your acronym.
Yeah. It Mom.
Yeah.
Third though, right? It's not better than Shang-Chi, I don't think.
No, not by any means.
And then you have Thor: Love and Thunder, which might be second from the bottom. I don't know.
I mean,
not having seen the bulk of these movies, I'd
Well,
probably
half
place
of
it
them.
like
You've seen
mid to
3 of
low.
them.
So there's 6.
There's 6 and you've seen 3 of them.
All right, cool. It was pretty good. 50%. It's not a passing grade, but I've gotten
There's-
50s before.
Yeah.
there's 6, and I've seen 5 of them. Except for Love and Thunder.
So you've
and
seen 4.
I've seen 4 of them, except for Love and Thunder and except for
Yeah.
Black Widow.
And I'm at 5 of 6. I've seen
So you've seen the
Eternals.
most, okay?
And I've seen most of the shows, but we don't want to get into that. That's gonna take
I don't
way
really
too
want
long.
to. I'm not going to
so-
watch them.
There's some really good ones, and then there's some, this one's skippable.
Yeah, Iron Fist, pretty cool, right?
No.
Wait, is that a thing now?
Well, no. Iron Fist.
That's an old one, right?
I don't know if that's in the universe anymore.
Yeah, that was the Netflix
Really?
canon.
They scrubbed it?
Kind of. I mean, Daredevil's coming back, so then you would think that all of it counts, but some
They're going
of
to
it-
gauge it.
Yeah, some of it I think they might be scrubbing. I don't know. But Daredevil and Kingpin are returning in a Disney series.
Dope.
That is kind of cool
Yeah.
because both those characters are played really well in their Netflix series. That is one that I actually watched. That Kingpin. Whew,
Yeah, he's
that's
good.
something else. Man.
Matt Murdock shows up in No Way Home.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's officially back.
Yeah.
And Kingpin shows up in Hawkeye, so he's also officially
The
back.
show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Turns out he's the bad guy the whole
Oh.
time.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
The whole show, they're like, "Wow, who could be behind this?" And at the end, you're like, "Oh, it's Kingpin. Whoa, that's kind of crazy."
I like Kingpin.
Yeah, it's good.
That's cool.
But that's pretty much Thor: Love and Thunder. Pretty mid. Your kids are gonna
Pretty
like
mid.
it.
What would you
Yeah.
like out of 10? What would you give it?
My personal score, I'd probably have to give it like a 4 or 5. The tonality is like really confusing. It really like makes it hard to get into it. I remember physically like throwing my head back at these goats towards the end of the
Oh,
movie.
dang.
Like, I was really upset about it. And like Natalie Portman's one-liners. There's just a lot of stuff. It's just like
Does it feel like a Fortnite movie or something? Like it was just made for the kiddos?
Little bit.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I kind of see that. I would give it a generous 6. You know what I mean?
How generous of you, David.
Like I'm being pretty generous. I think
That's uncharacteristically nice of you.
5.5.
Hey, can I get a spoiler for a post-credit scene?
That was the post-credit scene.
That's
Natalie
it?
Portman's in
Natalie
the afterlife.
Portman is in Valhalla.
And then there's a second post-credit scene. What was it? It was...
It's got to progress this phase, doesn't it?
It was something... No, it was something silly. I feel like the first one was closure, Natalie Portman. The second one's something super silly. I remember thinking, oh, I waited for that? Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a goat?
It's a gag for sure.
God, I can't even remember what it is.
Wait,
I couldn't tell you
so
either.
does that mean they're trying to like Dragon Ball Z some stuff here?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Because they have the people in the afterlife? Are they just saying like, no, they'll
Nobody's
come
ever
back
really
sometime?
gone?
Yeah, they'll come back sometime.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but it really seems like she's out. It seems like we need to write this character out.
I was under the impression that she was just going to be the new Thor.
Of course,
I thought that's what was happening
I don't
too.
know what the desire to bring her back just to kill her real quick was, because she's already been exited for so long.
Yeah, everyone forgot that she was in the first
Yeah.
movie.
Everyone's like, remember when Natalie Portman showed up?
Yeah.
And that was it. I don't think there was any
Oh,
attack.
actually, she's in the second movie too, I think.
I think so. Yeah, she is,
Yeah.
because she gets sick. And that's
In the
why,
second movie?
Yeah, she
Oh.
gets sick, and there's like an infinity stone inside of her.
That's right.
That's the plot. And then they have to go do that in Endgame when they travel back in time
Dang.
to like.
And they ripped the Infinity Stone
Yeah.
out of her
Sorry,
chest.
Jane, you gotta die.
Yeah, it felt a wee bit sloppy, Taika. What's going on here?
Yeah, he's slipping a little bit.
Waititi? No, I mean, yeah, maybe
I love that man, but yeah.
not horrible, but I would say this is a Disney Plus watch.
So-
I would say
Yeah,
it's
I'll
a
never
theater-
watch
That's what I'm waiting
This
for.
is not a theater experience.
Okay.
And I intended to watch like Ragnarok before this episode. I didn't because I really just don't care, but I'll probably watch it.
That's
at
a
some
bummer
point.
'cause
I hear good things.
It
about
is really good.
That one is fun.
I like Viking stuff.
It's
not as
fun.
much as like a white supremacist, but I do like Viking stuff.
Oh.
There's a good like chemistry mixture with like Thor and Hulk in that
Yeah.
movie.
Spoiler. No, I was joking.
Oh, like you didn't know. I think it's on the cover.
Yeah, it's like the moment of the trailer. too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Is that the one with
I was
Hela?
just thinking like, yeah, and they do some fun stuff with Hulk in this one, but I was confusing our rewatch of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame's fun, but man,
Endgame
that
is
movie's
so good.
It's
man.
long.
Yeah,
It is
well,
long.
It
It's
is
a long day.
It's almost
movie.
as long as the last Stranger Things episode.
Yeah.
Is the Ragnarok one with Hela with Kate Blanchett? Or
Yes.
It is, right? That's a really good one.
Yeah.
That is a really good one.
Hella.
Well, unless anybody has anything else to say about this one, I think that's going to take us time to... Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. I got the news today, everybody. I got the news.
Oh boy!
This is a bit of a this is a bit of a pre-share here because I think we've already talked about this. July 8th, 2022. News article. Stranger Things Duffer Bros making new live action adaptation of Death Note, among other properties here, which is a little crazy that they're hitting it twice.
Famous Netflix showrunners make famous terrible Netflix show again.
Yeah. So the Duffer Brothers have announced a new production company called Upside Down Pictures, which will create more film and television projects for Netflix. The
For
first
eternity.
one will be an unknown new original series from the creators of Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
Dude, what happened with that, man? That
no one watched it. That's what
we
happened.
watched it.
I didn't watch it.
I thought we watched it for the channel.
No, we did not.
We watched Dark Crystal.
Yeah, we did do the movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I did watch the show and it was good.
Did you watch the show, Frank?
I still have not watched it. I was so excited for it, and I was afraid it was going to suck to the point where I still haven't viewed it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, apparently like nobody watched it,
What
and
a
then it
bummer.
got canceled.
But I did
immediately.
get to change my profile picture on Netflix to Agra, so I was pretty excited about that.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Hey, and apparently you got a good season of TV because apparently it's good.
It is.
So-
I liked
so
it. I really liked it.
But yeah, the puppets were just too much. They were like, no, we're not going to do this again. It costs too much to do it.
It's pretty expensive to do a whole puppet,
Yeah.
whole puppet,
Puppet.
production. Puppet.
Okay, we also got the adaptation of Stephen King and Peter Straub's The Talisman in partnership with Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They reference so much Stephen King and Spielberg, the Duffer Brothers, that now they're working with them.
Yeah, you know,
It's kind of insane to think about.
I don't know if I trust Spielberg like executive producing anything anymore because now he's just stamping his name on crap
Yeah.
like he did with Jurassic
Well,
World.
this
and all that.
isn't necessarily Steven Spielberg.
It's just his company.
Amblin Entertainment. which could be a lot of things. Have you guys ever heard of the Talisman?
No.
Have you guys ever read Stephen King?
Yeah.
Yeah? What have you read from Stephen
It
King?
and
You read It?
I did.
That's a big old book,
That is a
man.
big fat one. I
He
read
heard
Christine.
about the child orgy and he just had to.
Had
Yeah.
to know. I read Christine. I read It. I read Cell, I think was him. And then
I don't think so.
no. I read The Stand a
Wow.
long time ago.
You've read some big
I used to
books,
read the
eh?
big ones.
That's crazy how you don't know how to read anymore.
I don't.
That's the insane thing.
Getting hit on the head a lot will do that to you. It's
Wow. You ever read any King?
Never.
Frank? King Frank?
good stuff. It is great. It is awesome.
Did he do any of the Hardy Boys books? Because I've read most of those.
He wrote 6 of them, actually.
Wow. Yeah, then
Um,
probably.
My dad was telling me that he's like finishing off Stephen King.
What the hell?
Because he's been reading it since it came out.
Oh, okay.
And like
He's got a head start.
he's got like 3 or 4 books left. I mean, the man's written like 52 novels.
He's still making.
kinda
out-
crazy.
I mean, he's still making books.
He's spitting them out all the time. I don't know how he does it.
But
But this is it. This is well, it's a long way around to get to this. This is Stephen King's 3rd book, The Talisman. Because I decided that I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to see how far I get. I'll keep the podcast updated. I'm going to try. And
Wait,
read
you're gonna
all
try
of
and read
Stephen
them
King.
all? Oh my god!
I'm going to hit it from the top. I started reading Carrie. I'm about halfway through it.
Damn, you think if you hit it really hard, you can beat your dad to the end?
No, there's no way. I mean, there's my dad actually. He reads a lot, and
I'm pretty sure Raven's read Carrie. She says it's pretty dope.
Carrie's the first one, and it's crazy because the film adaptation came out within like I think a year or 2 after the book came out.
Wow.
Damn, that's
must be that much.
pretty
Oh!
quick turnaround.
She's also read Misery, which is pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, rest in peace, James Caan.
Oh, I know. That
But-
happened the other day.
Yeah, I think King hit Carrie.
I actually didn't hear about that. That's
James
kind of
Caan
crazy.
died.
Isn't that nuts?
He looked really bad last time we saw him.
Bada bing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the last mention of James Caan
Yeah,
on this
you guys
channel
were
was
like
us talking
Ragnarok.
about you guys. I'm pretty sure you were there. Too.
I was not. Out of respect, I was
We'll
not.
go
have
back and
respect.
listen.
Out of respect, I'm going to clip this. All right, get ready. This is going to go on Instagram. I'll hit the black and white flashback.
There's no way. One of us sees the other two kicking somebody while they're down. We jump right in, man.
Not for James Caan, man. I won't do it to the man. I won't do it to Sonny. Look how they massacred my boy.
God, there's a meme just coming in. All right, what were we saying?
Anyway, sorry. So yeah, The Talisman is King's 3rd book. He wrote Carrie, and then he wrote The Shining, and then he hit Talisman.
God
yeah.
and then
damn.
he hit Cujo after that.
I've never read
classic.
The Shining. I've heard The Shining is a really good book.
I read it when I was in high school,
Is it
but
good?
I'm gonna read it again.
Yeah.
I remember really liking it, but I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna go for the gold.
Quick little sidecar.
Yeah.
Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, wrote the short story The Black Phone. The Black Phone. Was that the name of the movie?
Oh, that new movie? That
Yeah,
came out?
the one that just came out
Really?
from the
Okay.
guy that did Bagul.
I'm suddenly much more interested in it.
Dude, it's really good.
Yeah.
I would say to our viewers, anyone that's questioning watching The Black Phone, go watch it. It's a great movie. Great movie. From the person who brought you Sinister.
I'll take that under consideration.
That's fine. Sinister is creepy, dude.
It's
Sinister
good.
is creepy.
It's not really a horror movie, but it's a good like thriller
Oh, interesting.
drama kind of thing.
You know what? That's a transition I often don't find myself upset about. Like if the trailer leads me to believe it's horror and it turns out to be a thriller, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd rather be misled by the trailer
Yeah.
than to
Yeah.
have seen like the whole movie in the trailer.
Easily.
You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm more pleasantly surprised when I go into a movie not knowing anything about the movie.
Yeah, that's
to be honest.
that's the best way to do it, I think. Well, I mean, sorry. The other projects they have, they're gonna do a stage play set in the world and mythology of Stranger Things, and then they're also
What?
producing a Stranger Things spinoff. So they got 2 new Stranger Things, one that's a stage play and one that's going to be a spinoff show. And then lastly, they're making a series of Death Note, which I think makes more sense than doing a
You
movie.
can't do a movie. I think the Death Note, yes, deserves to be a series because there's so much story that deserves to be stewed on as it develops, rather
Yeah.
than it was like an hour and a half movie last time, right?
Yeah, and even the Japanese film adaptations, while they're a lot better, it just feels too rushed.
Yeah, there's a lot of story that needs to happen.
Yeah, part of Death Note is this kind of slow unfolding of like, oh, how are they going to get out of this situation? And then it leads to a more convoluted situation.
Death Note kind of has like a I guess to put it in like a perspective, like it has like a supernatural Mindhunter season 1 vibe almost.
Oh, interesting.
You've seen Mindhunter, right?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Ooh, you would really dig Mindhunter.
Yeah, I think so.
And
you
then
guys
you would-
told me this 4 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And then, well, I want you to
Every
watch
time.
it so that you have the same heartbreak as us
Yeah.
of not getting a third season.
Honestly,
enough.
almost like a True Detective vibe too.
I was going to say,
Season 1.
it's honestly, to me, it's like Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's kind of about like a character who, with a new sense of power,
Yeah.
loses their identity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those where you're against the main character, kind of.
Yeah. Takes a bit,
pretty
but you
cool.
get there for sure.
Yeah.
Frank, I'm going to throw down the typical, oh, this is the anime that you'll really love. You should watch this one.
This is definitely an anime for people who aren't fans of animes to just get their feet
Yeah.
wet, for sure.
Things we always say.
Yeah.
I'll even hit one more. I usually say watch the first 3 episodes. I'm gonna say watch the first episode of Death Note. Watch that 22-minute episode. And if that 22 minutes doesn't, if you don't say son of a bitch, I'm in, then I'll watch Mindhunter episode 1.
All right, we'll see.
Dang, you should just watch it anyway.
Well, Frank and I will watch Death
I
Note
gave
and Mindhunter.
Bebop like 7. And it didn't really
That's fair
take.
enough.
But, the anime?
Well, it's
Yeah.
actually perfect that you mentioned this though, because while I want to have hope for Death Note is a cool story of a bunch of like kind of weird characters all interacting with each other. And I think Stranger Things shows the Duffer Brothers can do that.
Yeah.
But after the Cowboy Bebop Netflix, which at the time I wasn't, the thing is it's not like god awful, at least in my opinion.
No, I didn't think it was
I
terrible.
know some people think it is, but when you compare it side by side, it's like, well, why would I ever watch this? Why would I ever want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of Bebop, like we've said this on the episode too, check out our Cowboy Bebop UMR episode. A lot of Bebop is just the animated style and the tone that it gives. I don't know if it really translates well to being live action, but this is definitely an anime that relies less. I mean, the animation is cool, but it relies less on the fact that it's an anime so
Yeah.
far as that the story is really good.
That is interesting. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
It's not as stylized and visual as Cowboy Bebop. It's definitely just like a character drama.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I could see being weird is like Misa Amane. I don't know how you do that character.
They're going to have to change that up a little bit.
It's gonna have to
Make
be
her
like,
older.
she's got to be like an influencer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see
She's
that.
gonna be like an Instagram influencer.
But if anything, I mean, the Duffer Brothers have shown, like, man, they can nail that horror aesthetic so well. This
Yeah.
last season with Vecna and everything like that, like, I have faith of them being able to do all of the Shimigamis,
Yeah.
like, really well. The Death Gods and stuff like that. Like, that'll be really cool.
Well, you heard it here first, everyone. Next episode, Frank's gonna give us his review of the first episode of Death Note.
Probably not.
I'll do the first episode of Mindhunter,
You'll like that.
and then we'll just continue, I guess.
Dang. If you commit to watching the first episode of Mindhunter, I will watch the first episode
Okay.
of Death Note.
I can commit.
And
Yeah.
and we're talking about the original or like
No,
this last Netflix one?
Watch the original.
The Netflix one's not out yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, because the other one's a movie.
the other one's a movie.
Yeah.
Which has Willem Dafoe in it,
Yeah.
which
As
sounds cool, but
a voice. As a voice.
apparently the
Which
movie
sounds cool.
I haven't really watched the Netflix one. I've watched a bunch
Really?
of videos
Oh.
that kind of like, oh, here's
I
the
watched
difference
it.
or whatever, and I was like, I don't know if I want to see this.
It's so bad. But you know what? He does great. If anything, they should bring him back from the old one because his
Yeah.
voice for Ryuk is great.
It makes sense.
It's just like the anime.
Yeah.
If I couldn't extrapolate on this, that's interesting a little bit. Do I have your permission for a second? Yeah. Okay. This is news that I'm not particularly happy about, but it's happening. Have you seen the trailer for Clerks 3?
Oh God,
God,
no, I haven't.
No, there's no way I've seen that.
Yikes.
2 is so bad.
Is it bad?
Guys,
I
one
thought I
is
used
so
to
bad.
like it. What? I thought
One I like.
I don't
2,
know.
I can't get behind.
I don't know if I've rewatched 2 since I first originally saw it, and I liked it back then. So who knows? Maybe it's bad now.
You should rewatch it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be really
When's
funny.
the last time you think you watched it? Like,
God, I don't even know.
yeah,
I don't even know at this point.
5 years?
Way more than 5 years.
More than 5 years easily.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I saw Clerks like 10 years ago, maybe 12 for like the
Hmm.
first time.
I used to like Clerks, but Clerks 2 was eh. But man, I mean, wow, this trailer looks like. I watched a couple minutes of Jay and Silent Bob the reboot or whatever, like when it came out. Because I knew it was going to be bad, but I wanted to see how bad. And so I watched it and I was like, that was so bad for like 10 minutes and I turned it off.
Is it really a reboot if it's the same characters playing the same
No.
roles? I'm just confused as why they called it a reboot.
He calls himself a hack in the first like seconds of the Clerks trailer, the new one. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, you got yourself. Does that mean you're stopping? No. Stop!
Weird. Yeah,
It's bad.
I'm not down.
It's bad.
I'm
Even
not
the
down.
premise is bad.
I hate Kevin Smith.
When does it come out? Maybe we'll do it during
think it's
David's
like-
paternity leave.
I think
here.
it's actually
there we go.
within like the next month or so.
Oh, perfect.
Hey, that's good timing.
Let
you
me
guys
see.
can do that. That sounds
Be
horrible.
like,
I mean-
wow, we didn't like this either.
If you guys ever wanted to do a Kevin Smith ranking, now's the time to get in and do it.
Oh, that would be a chore.
It would be a chore because there's a lot that I have to watch that I don't want to watch.
That's a lot of work to say, wow, Dogma's the best one.
Yeah, well, it probably
Dogma is the best
It'd probably
one.
end up being like Red State. Let's be honest.
If I was here voting, I would vote
I
Red
just
State.
rewatched Red State the other day, and it's so good.
Red State and Dogma.
And Tusk.
Yeah, I'd be excited for Red State, Dogma. I'd be excited to watch Tusk again, just to feel really horrible inside
and
myself.
Chasing Amy.
Oh, that is a good movie. But you'd have to watch Yoga Hosers too.
Oh, God.
And
I was making a joke with Chasing Amy. Michelle hates that movie. She's always
think
said
it's an okay movie.
horrible, but I've never seen it.
I've seen it once.
It's a 90s movie.
I've never gone back again. I like Mallrats.
Mallrats is great.
Well, that's pretty fun. I have seen that one.
This is very aptly dated because it's coming out September 13th.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have some twins by then. Very possible. You guys can go see Clerks.
I would be
3.
down to dunk on this movie. I'm just putting that on.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm
let's
this is
see.
an easy dunking for 90 minutes. Like,
Hell yeah, we could watch that movie, dunk on that movie, talk about Brandon for being a Kevin Smith fan. It could be a good time.
Oh, yeah. Get Brandon to join in. That'd be perfect. Hit it over Skype or something. Skype. What year is it? Hit it over Zoom. Get him on AOL Instant Messenger to do the episode.
Just have a nice AIM podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like this was a big old sidetrack, but I think that's all the interesting news
it's
we have
kind of
for
interesting.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was moderately interesting, I think.
Well, that's going to take us on to our next segment, Character Limit.
Ended.
I was almost threatening at the end.
I got a little scared.
Yeah. I was a little bit concerned. The segment where we talk a little bit more about the movie we talked a little bit about a week ago.
Wow. Hit it.
Yeah. Which in this case was Killer Joe, Danny's birthday pick.
That happened at church the other day too. People always confuse
It's
our
the DA.
names.
Oh, my
Yeah.
whole life, people call me Danny.
But my whole life, people have called me David. That's
Yeah.
weird.
It's yeah, there's too many letters that are similar. So.
Strange. We have the two most common names from the Bible.
Yeah, from the Bible, and then start with the letter D. It's a recipe for destruction.
So who had the Hemingway?
I had the Hemingway.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had the chirp.
I remember doing this a lot. Just counting on the
that's
fingers.
how you know you have it.
Yeah. Make sure I have the 6, so I don't show up and embarrass myself on recording day. I thought it was a very interesting birthday pick, Danny. I'm
Yes.
glad that you did it because I don't know if I would ever. I had never heard of this movie. I don't know if I would have had the. Well, I guess I always had the opportunity, but I couldn't see the events playing out where I would go ahead and watch this. And I'm glad I watched this one and not the Orlando Bloom one because that trailer looked a little bit rough.
Okay, so
That's a stage play.
It's a stage play.
it's
Yeah.
based off a play. This whole
Well,
movie.
yeah,
right.
So it's a new run of the play, I guess.
Oh, they're doing it right now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's how plays go.
I definitely really liked Emil Hirsch doing his thing. He nails that thing. It made me want to watch Alpha Dogs again.
That's a great movie too.
Alpha
Yeah,
Dog.
God, Alpha Dogs.
Is that the Snow Dogs remake?
Yeah. It's the
Nice.
one where Emil Hirsch and Cuba Gooding Jr. have to do the dog sledding thing.
I'm pretty sure he goes to Alaska on his own.
Yeah, and
Right?
then- and then that dog has to get all the polio vaccines back to the.
Yeah,
you
and then
go.
he drags Cuba Gooding Jr. out to the desert and shoots him.
Wow,
It's a fun film.
Then he starves to death in that bus.
This is what I'm talking about. We need a movie where we have to make a plot splicing two movies together.
That was like 4 movies, I think. Yeah, that was some 4 different movies.
We'll dash some Avengers movie in there.
Take
a
it to
little
the
bit, too.
limit.
It'll be fun. I felt like all the performances were really strong. Everybody did a really good job. I feel like they nailed the grimy Texas vibe. Like the movie feels hot. Like I feel like
Yeah.
you can feel the heat, and that just might be because my AC's on the fritz, but that's my opinion. Solid ending. Loved the ending. One of my favorite. That's one of my favorite endings. You know, like
weird.
everybody gets their comeuppance, which is really good. The only person left standing unscathed is like the one innocent person in the whole film.
Oh yeah.
So that was very satisfying.
I almost feel like it was a very Tarantino-esque ending.
It is.
Yeah.
Very
No?
Reservoir Dogs.
You know?
yeah.
That's a very memorable scene.
One last thing before I go. I found out like within 2 days of now that I had turned down the brightness and the backlight setting on my television. There are in fact 2 bushes in that movie.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew it.
On my screen, it was all black.
Crazy.
So this is a great segue, but when Frank is talking, if you're wondering, wait,
President Bush.
does he
President Bush
mean-
shows up twice.
Yeah, senior and junior.
No, that's not what he's talking about. This is an NC-17 movie, and there's quite a bit of the nudities.
Not much
Not-
dangle.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there dangle?
It's really a
No,
threatening.
no dangle. Nobody hangs down.
It's a threatening sexual situation that causes it to be NC-17. Is what I say in the old review of mine.
Yeah.
At Chirp. I thought this was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, I think in my review I said decent, and that's where I stand. I don't think it's bad. I have a couple nitpicks. I mean, I kind of wasn't crazy about Thomas Hayden Church. I think the beginning of the movie is also like, I get what William Friedkin is trying to do. I mean, the first 20 or 30 lines of dialogue is Emil Hirsch telling his dog to shut up.
Yeah, that was
over
weird.
and over again. And it's like, oh, we need to know that this dog barking means someone's outside because that's going to show up later in the movie. You never have a darking bog in Act 1.
And
that
darking
doesn't-
bug.
And
that
also,
doesn't show up in Act 3.
they also use it to put a stamp on like Killer Joe's aura, because like the dog doesn't bark at Killer Joe.
That's true.
Because he's
Yes.
like, no, this is one bad mother. I'm not gonna bark at this guy because
Yeah.
he'll kill me.
It's one of these like, look how badass this guy is.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
bit of that.
Whoa, he's wearing all black.
But then there's also this, well, to how our friends across the pond would say it, there's this muff shot right at the beginning
Nice.
that really just
I think
feels
it's
unnecessary.
Minge.
Minge? No, muff is
No,
the,
yeah. I know.
the minge is
The
behind the
minge
muff.
is behind the muff. Yeah,
Oh, the gash. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Gash is a gross one. Anyway,
it's not as bad as axe wound.
ugh.
Yeah,
Who says that?
somebody
say
in
that?
Sons of Anarchy.
Some
Wow.
ooh, God. It
Yeah, I
would be-
can't tell you who it is right now, but I know I got that from Sons of Anarchy.
That's some crazy stuff.
which made me do a Jesus Christ.
It's weird to be offended as one of us when we hear a
probably
euphemism
Tig.
like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Tig. Look, I mean, I thought it was good. I like a lot of the character performances. You know, I agree with Frank. The ending's really good. I feel like the K fried C scene at the end.
Just cave fried sea as an idea
Yeah.
is really frustrating to me.
I want to know if that's written into the original play as
I
K
think that's
Fried
just what
C.
Matthew McConaughey says. I think that's
It
just
could be.
that's how he calls it.
The man himself is from Uvalde, so he's from a small Texas town.
Is he from Uvalde?
He is from Uvalde.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which I guess is real close to San Antonio. I think it's real close to San Antonio.
He had a great speech after that. Like
Oh yeah.
that was really good. Anyways, we're getting into sad territory.
Stopped running for governor. Come on, man.
Come on back. Come on
Beat
back.
the Beto.
But you know, I don't know who I'd recommend this movie to. I guess
Yeah.
depraved weirdos.
I like us.
The K fried C scene for me. It almost got comical, which I know is a really
I think
messed
that's
up
what I
thing
was
to
going
say.
for, wasn't it?
I don't think it's supposed
No,
to.
I think it's supposed to be
terrifying.
really dark, but I also thought
I
it
was
was funny
laughing my
because
ass
I just
off.
have like a dark sense of humor.
I'm
Yes.
really
Like,
sorry.
The whole point is of that scene is like this guy is a full-blown psychopath who's all about like power and control, but just seeing, I think the most delicate way I could put it is seeing this poor lady choking on a drumstick that's is a stand-in
representation.
for a penis.
Yes.
It was pretty funny to me.
I just
It
thought
was-
it was cool to see like Matthew McConaughey is like a psychopath with like almost a megalomaniac persona, but he's realized that he like saw this family, saw how stupid and like malleable they are, and like at the end he's just like full on. These people only respond to force and power because I've tried reason with these people like for so long that like I'm just gonna let my psychopath go, and he does realize that he can like own this family. It's really interesting to see that take part. Obviously, in one of the most memorable scenes I'll be able to recall forever. If I had seen this movie just like by someone showing it to me, I could recall just that scene and be like, yeah, that was. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Well, compared to Thor: Love and Thunder, which I saw 4 days ago and can't remember most of the movie, it is a very memorable movie for sure.
Quite memorable. I
Not
feel
for
like
the best reasons.
Yeah.
I feel like I can hear the sound of Emil Hirsch's face getting bashed in with that can right now.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I really liked I thought the dialogue was really written well, especially how like there's that typical arch with like, There's that typical arc with Emil Hirsch like owing money to some big bad, right? But everyone knows who he owes money to because he's like an upstanding citizen of the town
I don't
or
know if
something
he's
like
an
that.
upstanding citizen, but he's a well-established drug lord.
Yeah,
Like,
but it sounds like
everyone knows he's not unreasonable.
He's
Right.
an upstanding citizen like Jacob Snell is.
That's
in
what I'm saying.
Ozark.
He's
Yes.
probably like a property owner who is actually like moonlighting as a drug lord. But I love how he's just like comes up and he's just like, having like a very casual conversation with him. He's just like, I'll see you at the barbecue. And he's just like, don't die because my wife likes you.
Yeah.
That character's pretty solid too. Even his henchmen tell him like he likes you right before they kick the absolute out of him.
Yes. And then it goes, I mean, even the kicking thing is like pretty intense.
Yeah, it was.
There's a bit of this movie, it's like a little too exploitative and a little too like, I don't know, Robert Rodriguez-y for me.
I get that.
I could see that.
Yeah.
The ultraviolence.
Yeah,
kinda.
it's like a little cranked. I don't know. I think I might enjoy it more as a stage play. I'm not sure. But I would say this, if you love Matthew McConaughey, you should definitely watch this movie.
It's interesting seeing
you're a
him in a
huge
role
fan.
like this.
Yeah,
because
as
he's
evil?
very, like unhinged slowly over time. But like, I've never seen him be full on evil, I guess.
Yeah, straight up
trying to
heartless.
think.
Like it's not like he's in love with what's her name, Dottie. It's like he wants to own her. He's like, I want that.
Yeah. He's like, that's my retainer.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah, I think as far as like a vibe of like being an anti-hero, we see him quite a bit as being an anti-hero in like True Detective and
That's true.
and Ring of Fire, arguably one of the best Matthew
Rain of
McConaughey.
Fire?
Rain of Fire. Sorry, not Ring of
Yeah.
Fire.
Oh, Rain of Fire is great, man. I was
It
just
is
thinking about that movie the other day.
Easily the best dragon movie.
I am
Easily the best Dragon series.
I'm in the process of modding my GameCube right now, and the last part's coming in. So it's got an SD card built into it, and it's just gonna run games straight off
that's
of it.
cool.
But I just downloaded the Rain of Fire GameCube game, which I've
There's
never,
a game?
Yeah, dude, I've never played it.
Nice.
It sounds insane. I'm very excited.
What is it like?
I have no idea.
Is it like?
I remember seeing it when we were doing the research for the episode. And you're just like, you drive around in the vehicles and you fight dragons and man.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. Hopefully it's good.
Oh, maybe it's like Panzer Dragoon.
We'll do a. I bet it is. I bet it's a Panzer
remember that
Dragoon
one?
knockoff.
Yeah.
We'll do a let's play. We'll dust off.
Those go well.
Well,
Streaming.
we did a broadcast out of the closet
Yeah.
it's buried in.
We'll hit uninformed movie adaptation game reviews,
Nice.
live streams.
Hell yeah. I love how clunky it is. Very on brand.
I think to sum it up, I don't know why I chose it as my birthday pick. I guess because I didn't want to make
Wild
you
card.
do Tim and Eric.
And you did it at the last
Very
moment
last
too.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just happened to watch it and I was just like, I don't know another chance in which we can do this movie, but I also just thought it was definitely a movie you should, as movie lovers, you should see. It's definitely something worth watching, even if it's not something you're going to watch ever again.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it essential.
No,
but
no,
I'd
no,
say like definitely give it a watch.
Yeah.
It's cool.
If you're a twisted pervert, yeah. check it out. You'll like it.
Yes.
And don't forget to subscribe because you'll feel at home here.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah, that's our extended. Unless anybody else has any other extensions that they need. Extension. So what to do next? I don't know. Probably everybody's favorite segment on this podcast, Peeps and Predicts.
Yeah.
The very real hypothetical debate segment where we pit two peeps or groups of peeps or peoples and several hypothetical predicaments, or predicts, if you will. And we'll see who comes out on top.
Beautiful.
And I believe our reigning champion is still
Neo?
Neo,
the
I'm
one.
pretty sure. If not, we're gonna have a weird apology next episode,
which we haven't had in a while. So I
been a long
feel
time.
like okay,
What's his count now? 4
He's
episodes?
at 4 or 5 episodes in.
yeah, he's got a nice little run going.
because we had Green Lantern in here and we were like, man,
That was like a good 3 episodes, right?
Jon Stewart's gonna kill this thing, and then now it's Neo.
You know what? We're gonna have to go back through the UMR lore, and like I'm gonna keep like a count on who's had the most body
You
count.
know, honestly, I've been thinking about just in my personal free time, listen to the episodes, get a little notebook out, and just writing it all out.
Let's make a
You know
wiki.
what I mean?
We're making a wiki.
Yeah, but at least for ourselves, like a show Bible. You know, how, like sitcoms have
Exactly.
a show Bible. We need something like
We
that.
have to stick to
down.
our own lore. Anyways, today's peeps are the first round of peeps. Sir Reginald Hargreaves of the Umbrella Academy versus your dad, who never came back from buying smokes.
Wow,
Dang, which one's worse?
wow,
That's pretty funny.
It's a good one.
At least the dad who had smokes had the decency to like leave. Reginald just like beat these kids into the ground.
Okay, who is the most likely to bungle a booby trap in the Temple of Doom?
Dang.
I think your dad who couldn't even raise a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Hargreaves has it more together. He's also spoilers for Umbrella Academy. He's an alien.
Yeah, he might have some kind of extra sense or something,
Yeah.
you know?
Also, he would probably send like number 1 to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't do the dirty work.
Or he'd have like a really brutal.
Well,
booby trap.
realistically, if we're on brand for Temple of Doom, he would have sent Ben to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so then we got a win for the dad who went out for cigarettes and never came back.
Yeah.
Anonymous dad.
Wow.
Gotta love it. What's our next predict?
Wow. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is exciting. Here, Frank, why don't you pull it out? And I'm telling you to pull it out because it's kind of stuck in there.
Yeah, pull it out while David gets the next predict.
Oh,
Yeah.
my fingers aren't long enough.
There's a lot going on. For those watching, we are trying to get a name from a jar. Please don't ban us.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
It was the right before it. That really did a lot.
Who is more likely to actually have training powers over velociraptors?
Oh.
Wow. That's when you hold your hand out and you stop the dinosaur.
Yeah. Sometimes you do like some thingies.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
see you.
Sometimes you try and pull a...
Which I think is a Crocodile Dundee thing, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Crocodile Dundee.
Dang,
Now
at least
that I
they
think
were
about it.
Yeah,
Dundee
that's
did it
true.
first.
I like how the last 2 Chris Pratt movies we've seen, he just shows up and says a couple lines and then
Does some
cashes
hand
like
stuff.
$1 million paycheck. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
good for you, bro.
Like,
Yeah, good for him, I
ew,
guess.
Disgusting. Anyway,
He's really turned into someone I don't like.
I mean, Reginald Hargreaves, right?
Oh, yeah.
I
He's
feel
like, he's reptilian, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he
think
would
so.
vibe. He's like, you got scales, I got scales. He would train them. Maybe have some sexy time. Who knows?
It looks like Hargreaves actually has some powers that we are not aware of.
See, this makes me feel weird because peek behind the curtain here. We've kind of messed up. We don't have another extra predict. We have one more predict.
Oh.
Like we have one for the championship round.
Dang. So, yeah, this would be 2 out of 3. Or
Well, no, because
For
the
the-
first one went to
Hargreaves. No, to your dad.
the dad
You
who doesn't
didn't
come back
back
on.
us. So this one would go to Reginald Hargreaves,
which is going to cause us to.
have to rely on another.
We don't have an extra one, is what I'm saying.
Well, we're gonna have to. Make,
In that scenario, you need 4, and we have 3.
we might
let's
And
have
I
just
feel
do
like
it.
obviously I could write another one right now,
Yeah.
but I feel like there's no way to do it unbiased.
Well, let's do Hargreaves real quick, and then how about we count this next predict. We do an unprecedented 3-way predict.
Yeah.
We're just gonna throw Neo in. We're gonna say it's Hargreaves, the dad
Oh.
who left, and Neo all
Battle Royale.
all battling
That
it out.
totally
for this last
breaks
one.
the rules, and I'm so down for
Let's
it.
do it. Let's do it.
That's smart. That's smart.
So for the weirdest final round / tiebreaker. All right, weird. Who is the most likely to successfully escape a pursuit by a T-Rex? We got some Jurassic World leftovers
Wow.
in here, y'all.
Wow.
All right, we have Hargreaves. Well, Neo, obviously. I mean, he can fly, or bend the. He can turn the T-Rex into like fluffy animal or something, if they're in the Matrix.
Has
And if
Neo? I don't remember a lot of the Matrix, but like people land punches on Neo, right? Like he's been hit
he gets
before.
it. He almost dies
By
from Agent Smith. Yeah.
I think he's like the only one who does.
All
And
it takes is one chomp by a T-Rex.
that's true. But who's least likely to get chomped by the T-Rex?
Neo,
Probably Neo.
because he's flying.
I mean,
Yeah.
Hargreaves is just listening to Nelly. And then the other guy's just out getting milk and cigarettes.
Yeah, you know what? I've seen Hargreaves do
awfully
some
presumptive
stuff.
of you.
Yeah, I'm
there's
assuming
milk in
this
there.
dad who left for cigarettes and never came back is also like dad bod dad. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean? He's
true.
not
Yeah.
like super athlete.
And he's smoking.
Reginald Hargreaves, I don't think he has any like agility attributes. I've never
No.
seen him do anything
Maybe he can
incredibly
teleport.
fast.
Didn't he fight somebody in a season?
I thought so.
In
Yeah, it's
season
like a
2,
fist fight.
Doesn't 5 fight Reginald Hargreaves in the past?
Probably. Yeah, he like ambushes him when he's
Yeah.
following him.
He's okay. I mean, he's not Neo.
Yeah, he's not Neo.
He could probably outsmart a T-Rex. At least outrun it, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Reginald Hargreaves, horrible dad. And then we have abandoning dad. And then Neo is really, he's like the world's greatest stepdad. Think about that. He's the dad who stepped up.
He would just be like, whoa, and then like fly around and snap his neck or something.
I was going to say, he can
Come on, pound.
dang. He would like fly through the T-Rex and just Superman himself through it.
Yeah.
Damn. Through the ass and out the head.
I mean, Neo's always going to win that one. So.
Yeah, this is really messed up. We've really bungled this one.
Quite a quandary.
I'm really interested to see what the predict is that's going to take Neo down.
It's going to be who can pull off a 4th film really well.
Dang. Dang. Who is a better actor?
Yeah. Who has the longer lasting film franchise that retains its quality?
Dang. That's awfully specific.
Godzilla. That's it. That's who we need to bring in to beat Neo. Godzilla.
I guess once again, the one is the one.
Who gets it done?
It gets done.
Well, speaking of which,
Yeah, David, what do we have upcoming on this old channel of ours?
on this old channel, we have This Old House. Next week, we're doing a
Awful.
review of all of the episodes of This Old House, all 1,200 episodes. Don't forget to start watching that. No, in actuality, I'm pulling up on my phone here. I have no idea.
We have Nope.
I was going to say that,
Nope.
yeah, we know Nope is coming. And then I know there's a lot of fuzziness in the channel
Yeah.
for the next couple of
Okay,
weeks.
so we got Nope coming, a CLE, and then we're gonna do a whole podcast on Nope. We're double Noping.
Yeah, we have a very momentous landmark CLE episode coming up, and it's super secret because we don't even know what
you know
we're
what
doing yet.
You know what the best movie to do in August would be? October Sky.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what we do have after that? We have a movie quest, American football movies,
That's right.
where I'm just gonna pick Bend It Like Beckham because you know what? I'll do it. Watch me do it.
Pull a
Come
Frank.
check out that episode.
I love that.
Miracle.
I'm not even mad.
Be sure to check out Character Limit Exceeded also, which is our movie review segment where every word counts in bite-sized
Whoa.
form. Also on our channel. Not on Spotify, but you can check it out on our YouTube channel at Uninformed Movie Reviews.
Or on Instagram
Or on Instagram.
at Uninformed Movie Reviews.
Write us a letter. Just send it to any address.
It'll find its way to us.
Yeah. Life finds a way.